In today's video, we will look at this beautiful OSS Dagger from Knight's Elements, which is my tactical knife choice for the pumpkin season, mostly because it comes with a very attractive shimmery bronze finish that goes well with some of my other EDC items that I tend to carry when the leaves start falling. Hey everyone, welcome to Salvo EDC. I really enjoy having this blade around, because the OSS Dagger is a battle-tested, timeless design, a true piece of knife history, as Allied forces were issued with similar double-edged knives when they got deployed during the Second World War. Back in the days, knives like this were mostly referred to as boot daggers, since armies did not use the MOLLE system like modern militaries do, so most infantry units, including paratroopers, typically strap their knives to their footwear or to their calves, and I'm super happy that modern knife makers keep these legends alive, because the OSS Dagger was one of the tools that helped to shape our world into a better place generations ago. And it is cool to see old ideas re-emerge enhanced by modern technology. The OSS Dagger by Knight's Elements was beautifully milled from one solid piece of metal with an amazing weight distribution. And even though it features no handle scales, this shockwave texturing provides a rock-solid grip. If you ask me, this is an amazing solution that makes the knife stronger plus easier to conceal, as it keeps its dimensions to the minimum. For some on-demand action retention, we still got this generously sized lanyard hole and some additional grooves on the sides to help us hold on to the handle. But my favorite feature is still this large circular hollow area that supports my thumb and guides my hand to have a perfect alignment on the dagger. Another big advantage of this double-edged design, that it is completely symmetrical, so sheathing and unsheathing is very intuitive. However, I have some constructive criticism of this sheath for many reasons. First of all, it has no drain hole, which is absolutely unforgivable, because this way the blade can't dry and the A2 tool steel rusts very easily. And if I already brought up the blade, I must tell you that this factory edge on my model is grossly uneven. And I'm not very happy about it, because regrinding such a narrow dagger blade with my sharpening system is not possible. Another fit and finish issue was that this Kydex sheet came with somewhat rough edges, which was murdering both the Ceracote finish and my pockets. So I had to sand down the contours to make them smoother, and probably over time I'll also fix the drain hole issue by drilling through the Kydex. Besides these problems out of the box, I really appreciate this sheath. It was molded very well to the shape of the knife, so it has no rattling or wobbling issues, and the action is also crisp and tactile, which is kind of crazy if I think about it, cause the OSS Dagger is such a straight and narrow design. I also really like the transition between the Kydex and the handle, since it allows me to have a perfect grip on the knife and securely draw it without realigning any of my fingers. The philosophy of this pancake style Kydex holster is also correct, and this is hands down my favorite solution for a tactical fixed blade, because it is lightweight, strong, easy to maintain, and it comes with a lot of versatility. For example, the eyelid distribution on my OSS Dagger is perfect for a 2.2-inch long UltiClip, which is my most used mounting solution. With this exact setup, the OSS Dagger provides a very pleasant carry experience, and I had it on me all the time this entire month, but I did not even notice that it was there. And yes, I know that carrying a strictly tactical fixed blade has less utility compared to a conventional field knife, for example, but in my opinion, this is still a very useful tool, since it was made of super tough A2 blade steel. So you can actually take advantage of this tip in some niche tasks that would normally be unfit for any other blade. For example, I love carrying the OSS Dagger on days when I know that I will have to deal with a lot of nylon cable ties, because those guys can easily snap thinly ground modern powder steels. The fact that the OSS Dagger was made out of A2 tool steel gives me a lot of confidence to use it, because it is tough as nails. On top of that, the biggest trade-off with A2 is the mediocre edge retention, but let's be honest, this knife was not really made for slicing, which makes this weak abrasion resistance thing super negligible. However, I do not necessarily think that A2 was the absolute best choice for such a self-defense oriented knife like this one, simply because to covertly use it or to legally carry it, I must conceal it by tucking it under my clothes close to my skin. And such an environment does cause A2 steel to rust very quickly. My OSS Dagger turned yellow in just 2 days from unboxing, so using a tough stainless steel would have been way more advantageous on a knife like this one. My top picks would have been AEBL, LC200N or Nitro V. If you wanna opt in for this knife, I seriously recommend beefing it up with a rust inhibitor. For example, I use the knife shield from KPL, but you can also look into Wikidvax, EDCI or even Ballistol. Plus of course, this shimmery bronze Ceracote also helps to keep rust on its knees. Personally, I am not the biggest fan of ceramic coating, because it rubs off easily compared to DLC, but it definitely has its use on a tactical knife like this one, especially if I factor in rust prevention and fashion. This shimmery bronze finish makes my OSS Dagger a pretty cool companion for my Victorinox Pioneer Swiss Army knife, and I also like picking it up alongside my Fox Yaru that comes with a copper-infused snakeskin fat carbon grip. If you guys like any of these knives, I invite you to check out my previous videos, as I already reviewed both of them. Thank you for sticking around all the way, and I'll see you in the next one.